unregularradio.com.
Up next, two hotheads, where activism happens.
You're listening to Unregular Radio. The following program is mature content intended for adults only. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed here are not necessarily those of Unregular Radio, its staff, or its affiliates. Furthermore, do not attempt to recreate any of the situations described, as it may prove physically, legally, or financially harmful. And as always, thank you for listening to Unregular Radio.
And the other thing I want to get to, folks, in this country is a sense of family. The American family. We're not a collection of red states and blue states, Occupy Wall Street and Tea Party, Republicans and Democrats. We're the American family. We're the human family. We have to start treating people in this country as if they were our own family members. And you help out your family whether they're up or whether they're down. My aunt is 93 years old. She's not getting around like she used to. Everybody in the family's pitching in. One of my jobs is to help with the shopping, okay? I'm in Walgreens a few months ago. One of the things on the list is Depends, the adult diapers. So I say to the young woman there, excuse me, miss, I'm looking for the Depends. She says, they're right over there in this aisle, sir. So I'm in the Depends aisle, and I'm looking at the Depends, and I can't see the sizes because I don't have my glasses. I said, miss, I can't see the sizes on these. She says to me, you look like you take about a medium. I said, miss, they are not for me. I am a presidential candidate.
Unregular Radio.
We are live.
Two hotheads where activism happens. Oh my goodness. And we're in studio with the man who you just heard that clip from. I was cracking up. We have the one and only Jimmy Tingle is in the studio with us right now.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you. That was from my presidential campaign, ladies and gentlemen. The name of my party is Humor for Humanity. Humor for Humanity.
Yes.
Yeah.
We appreciate that here on this show.
Humor and helping, humor and healing, humor and hope. Ha, ha, ha.
I feel like you and Vermin Supreme would get along very well.
Yeah.
We've had a few presidential candidates on the show before. Yeah, but I don't know. I think you might be you and Vermin might make a good combo. Oh. You should look into that.
He's from New Hampshire, right?
Yeah, he is.
I heard
Yep.
he's pretty wild.
He is pretty wild. Yeah, I don't know if you brought any glitter into the studio. That was his trademark. But you got your own trademark, and we're so glad to have you here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's awesome to have you here. You're a legend.
A legend.
You are.
How come I never get any votes if I'm such a...
I
haven't got one vote. I got to stop helping. You know what? I helped Barack Obama last time.
Really?
I was up in New Hampshire. Yeah. I was up there campaigning for him, and I'm driving around. I got my Barack Obama tag, my hat with the Obama thing on it. I drive up one driveway, right? And this is in rural New Hampshire. This big dog starts bounding down the driveway. Jumps up in the car, got his face pressed to the driver's side. He's baring his teeth. Okay, I get it. You're with Romney. I get it.
Oh man, that dog's not voting for you then.
No. That dog wasn't. But that was one of the reasons I don't think I got any votes, is because I kept helping other candidates. But maybe next time I'll throw my own hat in the ring, get on the ballot in an official way.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you actually put yourself on the ballot? Because we're professionals at that. We can get you on.
Really?
Yeah, we do signatures. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We know what's up. We got the network.
Wow.
I'll hook you up. I'm serious.
Yeah. We got the press too.
Really?
Well, you do?
Too. You got the
well,
press.
you got it.
Everyone loves you, and listen, you got all the politicians too.
I got to tell you though, I never put the name on the ballot, but I had some ideas the other candidates weren't talking about. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Tell us about them.
Well, one of the things I wanted to do, for example, the state of Massachusetts. Every state needs money, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every single state needs, and a lot of states have toll booths, but a lot of them have the toll booths in the middle of the state. Under a Tingle administration, I would move the toll booths from the middle of the state to the perimeter of the state. Only charge people coming into Massachusetts
Or leaving.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Out of state, Connecticut, New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey. Welcome to Massachusetts. There's a cover charge.
We're an exclusive club here.
I think we should do a
VIP.
$25 to come into Massachusetts. Yeah. Enjoy yourself.
That's a bargain. That's a bargain.
You want to leave? $50.
Yeah.
That would raise money right there.
That sounds a little like North Korea. Like we put it up there.
It sounds like New Hampshire, actually. You go to New Hampshire, the things are cheaper, but you got to pay a toll right as soon.
As we
You got to
should.
pay a cover charge.
Yeah. Well,
should
I
do
think
cover
we should
charge.
do it here in Massachusetts. Get the toll booth from the middle of the Mass Pike out to the perimeter of the state.
I like
That
what you're
sounds better
saying
than-
there.
yeah.
I like what you're saying
That's
there.
one of my ideas.
And I don't ever leave, so we're good then.
What about beyond running for president? Would you ever seriously consider running? Like, I think you could win an office.
You do?
U.S. Congress.
Congress, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Congressman Tingle?
Right now,
Has a good ring to
It's going to be a Senate
You like
election
that?
pretty soon.
Yeah.
You like that? I tell you, sometimes I think of it. I do think of it, and I wonder: can a person do more good or raise more issues in a free way as an entertainer or as a member of Congress
I
or the
hear
Senate?
you on that.
I mean, what do you think, Jon Stewart and those guys and Colbert? They can do a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, Colbert also runs for office,
Yeah.
so
Sometimes
he
they go
gets
hand
shut
in hand,
down.
yeah.
So
But
and
he's not really going to run, is he?
well, he tried to, and actually Nikki Haley
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah,
said that
he actually
she
got
was
on the
gonna.
ballots. He
Yeah,
tried
he
to
got
get
on the
on seat,
ballot, and
yeah.
she said she was going to block it as the governor of the state of, was it North Carolina, South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was
I wonder if you
blocked
can't
from
do
that.
both at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I
know
mean,
there's a
Vermin
balancing
Supreme.
act
Think about
to
it.
with
Vermin
the rules,
Supreme
but-
does that. He runs for office every year, and clearly he's a satirist. He's making fun of the process. He's more of a goofball. I feel like you have a little bit more. You have more content.
Yeah.
He's
I
more
would
making
just like
fun
to
of
say,
it.
obviously, this woman's brilliant. What is your name again?
Heather Mack.
Heather Mack. If elected, Heather Mack is in the Tingle Cabinet.
Yeah! Let's hear it for that.
What an honor.
Wow.
Honor. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, I have
I'm
some
charmed. You got my vote.
Press officer.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of fun with the campaign. It's a fun way to talk about the issues, use satire, but also have an element of truth in there. And I try to put, it's based in reality.
Absolutely.
Even though it's not necessarily a real campaign.
If you were elected, what would your first act in office be?
One of my first things in office, I would save this country billions of dollars, okay? Because I would create a cabinet that looks like America. I would have normal people, average middle class people in the cabinet.
Yeah.
And I think people that are down to earth and just don't make $1 billion a year have a good sense about money. For example, my wife would save this country billions of dollars. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, she's an excellent cook. So we wouldn't be eating out. We'd be eating
Eating at the table.
in the Tingle White House, okay? So we save money there. Number two, she's a professional photographer, so we wouldn't have to hire someone. She'd be the official White House photographer, okay? So we save money there. And number three, we have a very exciting and satisfying love life. So we'll save money there. Now,
America just needs to marry your wife, is what happened. We'd solve all of our problems.
that's the Tingle difference.
You know what you're getting.
I like that. I appreciate that.
And I got to tell you something. You know what else? I know the medicinal marijuana is on
Yes.
the ballot
Oh, yeah.
here in Massachusetts, and I don't understand. I don't understand of all the drugs in this country that are legal, that are so much more powerful than pot. I mean, morphine, OxyContin, Valiums, Quaalude, Zoloft. What else you people taking?
I only take the medicinal
All this
marijuana.
Yeah, medical marijuana
All
for me.
this stuff is legal when it comes to the medical profession. When it comes to medicinal marijuana, the medical profession, no, we can't have that.
Yeah.
We don't want the patients staying up late and watching cartoons.
And watching Jimmy Tingle.
That would be wrong. Although personally, I can't even smoke pot anymore, but I always do admire people. I've been clean. I was saying before I went on, I went into detox in 1987 at Christmas time, right? I just had to get clean. I had a bad experience with alcohol and drugs. A lot of friends died. A lot of people got in trouble. So for me, it wasn't a good thing, and I wanted to fulfill my potential as a comic. But I went in, but I don't pass judgment on other people. Whatever people do, that's cool with them. But I went in and I got clean. But I always admired people who could smoke marijuana and then be able to do things like, talk.
Have a radio show?
I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
People say it's a harmless drug. Harmless drug, my ass. An oak tree's harmless too to you.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
Tell you something. LSD, that was supposed to be a harmless. 35 years ago, I took a hit of acid. Now I'm telling jokes on unregulated radio. Now I'm running for president.
Yeah.
unregulated radio.
Lock your doors. Hide your children.
Cocaine. See, my generation, we got sold a bill of goods with the junk.
Yeah.
Cocaine, this isn't harmful.
Yeah.
Cocaine's not harmful. Oh, it's not addicting. Really? How come I've been awake for 19 straight hours talking to people I don't even know about my childhood? Cocaine, listen to this, 5 times more expensive than gold. You can't even make a watch out of it, okay? I tried. It is impossible. But imagine if you could make a watch out of cocaine. You could go back in time. Think about it. A watch made out of cocaine. What time is it?
Time is kind of irrelevant when you're on too much cocaine, though. That's the
A
problem.
watch made out of cocaine. What time is it? 12 o'clock midnight. Wait a second. What do you know? No, it's only 11:15. We keep this shit up, we'll be monkeys by morning.
Yeah, good drugs are like time travel sometimes.
Oh, man.
Entire weeks can be erased.
But anyway, so I have a lot of fun doing it, and I really appreciate you having me on, Mike C, to pump up the show in Somerville.
Yeah,
I'm doing 2
we should
shows.
talk
I'm
about
showing The American Dream. I made a film in I made the film in 2000, and I made it from 2004 to 2010 actually. I started a theater in Davis Square, Somerville, about 7 years ago. Jimmy Tingle's Off-Broadway Theater, and the film is about starting a theater and the American dream and what it means to people, and trying to fulfill your potential as a comic and as an entertainer, and then as a theater owner. All these sort of like what you guys are doing with your own thing,
your own life,
your
right?
your own radio, your own entrepreneurship, your own thing. That's what I wanted to do. The reason I started the theater, I wanted a place to work for myself and other like-minded performers in production. So in the film, I got people like Bobby Goldthwait and Louis Black and Mort
awesome.
Saul and and Barry Cremens and Janine Garofalo. Got a quick 2 cents in there because all these people played at my theater. And so that's what the film is about, starting this theater and trying to make it happen. And it's cool. I gotta say, if I do say so myself, it's a pretty good film. And then we do a Q&A after the film, and then I do live stand-up.
That's
a
great.
lot of excerpts out of the Tingle for President show. And so I think it's going to be a good night. And I appreciate you having me on.
I thank you for coming
definitely.
down. The big buzz today, like on the Unregular Radio website, you can
really?
find all the information on the show.
Front
Buy
page,
tickets.
front page
the
news.
front page you can buy tickets.
Front page.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get the flyer up there.
Maybe I will run for president.
There you go.
On the front page.
Yeah. It's and you also can get VIP tickets. You can
That's right.
meet you
Student
at the
too.
show, right?
Student
tickets.
Big student discount. Students is only $15, I think. Regular tickets are $25. I think students are $15. Yeah.
And when and where?
December
is the show?
29th and
Yeah.
New Year's Eve at 8 p.m., 191 Highland Ave, Center for the Arts at the Armory,
Yeah.
which is owned by the Seder family from the Middle East. It's a great spot,
Right.
location. I love this.
Yeah, they're doing some awesome work there. It's a big arts facility, and they got all kinds of. They got plays and music and sculpture and. It's nice. And
It's an
comedy
amazing
and
space, too.
Spoken
Yeah.
word. It holds like 400 or 500
Exactly.
people.
The Boston area is known for having funny people in it.
Yeah.
It's you got good company. Why do you think that is? What makes Boston uniquely
I think
hilarious?
I think what it is, you know what it is? I think they got a lot of schools. I know they have a lot of schools. It's a very working class state. Got a lot of blue collar sensibilities, middle class sensibilities. Then you got this whole academic thing going on, and you got this very rich history in the state, and you got a lot of politics. You got a lot of politics and famous political families, the Kennedys, and you're going all the way back to the American Revolution, and the Pilgrims and all.
So you
these
have to
people.
laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, I mean, it's got all this history, all these brains, and all this like common sense sensibilities, and I think it lends itself to a really great climate for comedy and music,
Yep.
Yeah,
and
music,
radio
arts,
and
yeah.
art, and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Absolutely.
And you, speaking of brains, you're rocking your Harvard cap right here. You went and got a master's degree,
Yeah. I did.
correct? Was it from Harvard?
It's from the Kennedy School of Government. Yeah.
Kennedy School of Government.
I mean,
How did that? What made you decide to do that?
After I closed the theater in 2007, I really wanted to do something. I just wanted to do something really different. I had been a comic almost 30 years. I started in the early 80s, and I used to do, all kinds of work. I used to do every kind of gig I could get. I actually did street performing up in Harvard Square.
Wow.
And I admit there is a fine line between street performing and simply being drunk in public. But anyway, so when I got out of there, I just said, I kept running into people who said, Jimmy, you should check out Kennedy School of Government, because because I've done a lot of things in politics over the years, did a lot of, fundraisers or benefits and stuff like that. So I was involved in the community. One of the things we did at our theater, we did a lot of stuff like that, and just doing fundraisers for people. And that's what they want at that school. They want people who have different experiences than just academic experiences or just professional, run-of-the-mill experiences. So I applied and I got in, and
awesome.
Yeah, that's why I went.
That's
why I went
incredible.
to Harvard. I got in.
And that's
Why not?
And then they have, and one of the courses I took was arts and communication, and it was an awesome course because I never studied comedy, I never studied performing. So I took this course, arts and communication, and the professor had us watch Steve Jobs' commencement address. Have you ever seen it from
No.
Stanford?
Yeah.
When he graduated, they gave him an honorary degree at Stanford, and he had this great commencement address about his own life and how he was, never went to college and everything. But it was very cool, and it was one of the great commencement speeches of all time. And I asked her, I said, does Harvard do commencement speech? She goes, oh yeah. And she said, how do you do it? And she goes, well, they actually have a competition every year to do the commencement address.
Yeah.
She goes, you should enter it. I go, you think so? She goes, yeah. We could use a really funny commencement address. So I entered the contest, basically, and they kept coming back for a call back. It's like a role in a movie. Come back next week, come back next week.
Kind of a big deal, yeah.
It was very cool, and I ended up giving the commencement address at Harvard, and it was a ball
amazing.
doing
That
it.
was the most, I've watched a lot of those speeches after
Yeah.
I watched yours. None of them compared. Like Amy Poehler. I mean, I felt
I
bad
think there's
for her
another
committing
genius
it.
in the house.
The best-
Mike C.,
He's
if
Jay-
Tingle's elected, you're in the cabinet.
There we go.
It really was. I mean, it was who you are. It's so real.
Well,
and
thank
they
you, man.
loved you. It was like almost like I love it because it's like this is the way I want to be in my life. Like you say the truth, but they still like you.
Wow.
Well, you're living the
The
truth.
people
That's-
standing behind you, those people in power. You're calling out Wall Street. Like
Well,
you're.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I got to tell you, and I was actually talking about my childhood because I grew up in Cambridge, and when I was a kid, if you grow up there and you do well in school, they have scholarships for anybody who grows up. Not anybody, but if you do really well, you can get into Harvard. When I was like in the 3rd grade, my mother would say, Jimmy, if you do really well in school, someday you could go to Harvard. Okay. By the 6th grade, she stopped telling me that. But in the 3rd grade, man, I could have gone. So it took me till I was 50 to get there, but I got there.
That's fantastic.
But I tell you, thank you so much for having me on today, man. You guys have a great thing going on here, and I wish you the
Thank
best
you.
with it. It's real, it's authentic, your hearts and souls are into it, and you're doing something, you're making your own breaks.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. You're making your own breaks, and that's what comedy's about, it's what music's about, it's what writing's about, it's what politics is about, it's what this country stands for. Making your own breaks, the freedom to do what you want to do.
Yeah, let's hear it for that.
God bless, brother. And if I'm elected, Mike C. is in the cabinet.
Jimmy, you want to thank you too.
Thank you so much.
I just want. You are like from now on. You are a comedian at the Two Hot.
Our number one.
You are
Number one.
comedian.
Play
you
the
are
album.
like you bring people together. Like
Hey.
that's what we try to do too. Left and right, like you said.
Yeah, yeah.
You are. You are us.
Well, humor for humanity, humor in helping, humor in healing, humor in hope. Ha ha ha. Happy holidays, everybody.
You got our vote.
JimmyTingle.com. The other thing is I'm on Facebook, and the other thing you can follow me on Twitter.
And YouTube. I love the
that's
YouTube
it,
clips.
and
You have
YouTube.
YouTube.com/Jimmy Tingle.
And I got to tell you, just like all the other real presidential candidates, I have no idea how any of this stuff works. I'm not kidding you, man. I got a tweet when I first started running. I got a tweet a year ago from a kid named Josh. Jimmy, this is Josh. I'm following you. I just want to say, Josh, if you're listening today, you're creeping me out. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jimmy Tingle.
Jimmy Tingle, 2 Hotheads where activism happens. On regular radio. Unbelievable. We're going to have to take a break after that one. I'm glowing. You rock.
Take care.
Jimmy Tingle,
Thank
what a
you,
what
Jimmy.
a guy.
And he's
And
out
we're
the door.
on the cabinet now. We're in the cabinet.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Incredible.
I knew it would
Incredible.
be. He is us.
I know.
Just watch his clips and you know.
I know. Yeah, check out Jimmy Tingle's stuff. Check out his Facebook, Twitter, although apparently it creeps him out. And all of his stuff. And definitely go check out his show 28th and 29th.
No, 29th,
29th.
New Year's Eve. But you can find all the information on JimmyTingle.com. Buy tickets on Regular Radio right now, front page.
Wow.
Buy the tickets. Go. You got VIP. You want to meet Jimmy?
Yeah, let's go. Well, I want to go. I want to go meet him again. Yeah. I'll be there. I'm going to try to be there. That sounds awesome.
Let's play some clips and we'll come back. And we got other people in the other huge things we're going to be covering.
Big news. Barrett Brown. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit.
And the medical marijuana bullshit going on.
Oh, there's always some medical marijuana bullshit, isn't there?
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yep, 2 hotheads.
Unregularradio.com.